This is Behind the Game with PJ, live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, Priscilla Joseph.
Welcome in to Ticket Weeknights Behind the Game with PJ.
What's happening?
A little early. A little early.
Just a day early.
Just a day and a couple hours early. Welcome in. I'm Rico, joined by our most esteemed host. You are the host. I'm just here. Priscilla Joseph. The one and only.
You're not just here.
The one and only.
It's a
Priscilla
tag
Joseph.
Team. Tag team.
Join us, Sartor Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You can see our beautiful face. You can see what we're drinking
Yes.
today.
Oh,
We're drinking something that a lot of people wanted us to drink last time,
yes.
but we're going to do it today because we're special
Bread
like that.
and butter from Napa, California. Let's see what the label says. Classic California Chardonnay with hints of rich vanilla, toasted oak, and cream. Enjoyed chilled. I didn't chill it,
It's
so
fine.
I apologize. But let's have a little sip.
Sip. Cheers.
Cheers
Cheers, madam.
to our early night.
That's pretty good. It'd be better chilled.
It totally would be. It would make such a difference.
It'd be much better chilled, but it's not bad.
It's doable, not chilled,
I could drink it.
but like chilled would be. I don't think I want to drink the rest of the wine, so I can go have it chilled.
Hit us up on Twitter at Miss Joe Saga, at Radio Rico AC. Send us a picture of what you're drinking tonight. Tell us what you're sipping on tonight. Or hit us up, Hunter Vliegende Hotline, Sartor Heyman text line 402-464-5685. You can send us what you're drinking on there. You can call in, let us know. Tonight, going to be a little different than the previous nights.
Yes.
A little different topic, a little different vibe and feeling around this said topic.
Yes.
So, Priscilla, I will let you take it away.
All right. Well, this has just been like a thing that I've been pulled. Like, I don't like just strings pulling at me left and right from all sorts of direction. And I feel like let's talk about it. Let's see what Mr. Rico thinks about it. And it's a topic that needs to be talked about more often without it being like a thing. But right now it's a thing.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately, it's a thing.
Unfortunately. And
it's very taboo. It's something that when somebody starts talking about it, there are many people who will, jump back into the darkness. They'll slunk back and they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to believe that it's out there or something that needs to be discussed because they're like, well, I'm fine. It's not happening to me or anybody that I care about. But I mean, it could be.
Yes. So I'm going to try to stay in the realm of sports life, right? As an athlete, what we're going to talk about is mental health. Now, it's something that it's really near dear to my heart because I'm an advocate that people should take it seriously. Just like it's something that, like I go and work out. I do that every day for my mental health because I want to take care of my mental health. And I think it's for many, many years, it's been kind of just looked past on. But everything in the sports realm has changed drastically, especially within like the last year or so. That changes in the athletic departments need to be changed or adjusted or progressed is probably the best word because we're at a point where, athletic programs make progression and we don't want to say that they're not taking initiative, but I want to say that we're taking progression into acknowledging that mental health is something serious.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying like here in college, but I'm saying like even in the high school level, because that's essentially where it starts. I think high school is probably one of the hardest times in teenage adult life, right? Because it's like
rough.
it is.
You're still trying to figure out who you are. You're becoming more of a man, more of a woman. You're going through, if you're, we're sticking at the sports realm, if you're really good, you're trying to get your name out there. You're trying to improve yourself so that you can get a scholarship to somewhere, so that you can go to college and not have to worry about paying your way through. If you're not that great, you're trying to get better. You're pushing yourself every day to improve in that craft. You also have to focus on school.
On top of everybody is watching you, right?
Yes,
With
it's a lot of
media.
pressure.
Social media. When I was coming up and as an athlete, we didn't have social media like this. So it wasn't like anything I posted, it was like out there forever.
Mhm.
And nobody like, I can't even imagine like the stuff that I did as a high school. And I wasn't even bad though. Like I wasn't a bad kid. I didn't do anything crazy, but it's like,
I mean, when I was in high school, like social media was a big thing, but when I was in high school, Snapchat wasn't a thing. Twitter was becoming more of a thing, but it still wasn't the thing. MySpace had just died. MySpace was just gone. Yeah, a little bit. Just a small bit. Like Facebook was the thing, but it was becoming, this is kind of for old people type deal going on there. And like I said, Twitter was on its way up, but it wasn't what it is today. Instagram wasn't this Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I didn't have Instagram back then. I don't even know what Instagram was back then. So when I was in high school, social media was more of a thing, but it wasn't to this kind of level.
Yes.
There was no.
You can make a living now off of social
media. Huddle was new when I was in high school.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Okay.
Like Huddle was becoming a thing. Like we got Huddle my junior year, I think, or my sophomore year of high school.
Well, okay, we're not gonna
like it's a little bit.
Okay.
It's a little. There's a little bit.
Okay, so here's the thing. I've been very aware and just on my social media. It's just like mental health, and obviously because that's something that I'm like I talk about, I tweet about, I put on my social media, on my Instagram or whatever, because I mean, a couple weeks ago, it was something that I was, and I'm not even like, I'm not an athlete. I mean, I will always be an athlete. Let's just get it straight, because I will always be an athlete. But I'm not in the athletic college world where it's just like you have to be mentally healthy to continue living, to perform, to have a life. I mean, you have to wake up, do workouts, you have to go to school, you have to be a teammate. Like it's another part of life that you have to train and acknowledge, right? Like we want to eat good to be healthy, we want to train to make sure our bodies are healthy, and now we have to actually take care of our minds. And it's really essentially, I believe that it comes down to like the fact that everyone is watching your every move and mood, really. And mood, because of social media. And it's like, and if you're not on social media, people look at you like, wait,
why aren't you? Why? What are you hiding?
Yeah.
And with the like you said, they're watching your every move and your mood. With all these athletic events, with all of these cameras everywhere, you can't hide anymore.
No.
If you have a breakdown, if you have a temper tantrum on the sideline, on the bench, whatever, people are going to see that. It's going to be posted. People are going to tag you. Yeah, people are going to tag you. It's going to be a joke for a while. Like if you are legitimately having like a meltdown, people are going to make jokes about it because they're going to see it on the sideline, and it'll be completely out of context. Nobody will know what is happening, what happened before that, and even if they do know, people are going to forget what happened before that, what happened after that. That moment right there is all that they care about, and it's going to turn into a joke, and it's going to get to you at some point. Like it'll get back around to you at some point. Somebody's going to tag you in it, and they're like, dude, look at this, like this was you 3 weeks ago in this game, like what was going on here? Or if you're sitting on the bench and
some
you're
people aren't even going to ask that. They're going to be like what was your deal? Like it's not even like, are you okay? Like what?
There's like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's not even like, hey, are you okay? Is there a reason why you did that? Or they're just like, bro, did you forget everybody's watching? Like
they don't care. They just see that. Like there's instances where a player will be sitting at the end of the bench or sitting away from their teammates, and it'll be for like a split second. Like maybe they didn't get up at the same time that everybody else got up to go look at the whiteboard or go join the coaches.
Yep.
But people see that, they'll screenshot that, and they'll be like, look, this person isn't a part of their team. Obviously they hate everybody and everybody hates them because they're sitting alone.
Yeah.
And that's going to dig into you, and you're going to be like, I love my teammates.
Yeah.
My teammates love me. But then in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, do they not like me?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. I was sitting there by myself, and maybe then you forget what happened after that. Maybe you forget that you got up immediately after that picture was taken and you went and joined them.
Yeah.
So it's the mental health aspect of things and social media kind of are going hand in hand, where you can be close to that, you're a mentally healthy person, but maybe there's a couple issues here or there, and social media is a great way to either bring you up or tear you down.
Yeah. So I want to ask our listeners, Twitter, hey, ask us your questions. What would you ask as far as the progression that either universities should take, going forward, or even high schools? I mean, I think people now are like questioning everything.
Mm-hmm.
And as we should, because we're the ones living, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know who decides that this is what we got to do and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think just as much as athletes need to get up and work out for an hour or however long they go out, usually we would do an hour. I think at least there should be a 30-minute training session for each one of them throughout the day. In somewhere in between their schedule, they should go and do some mental training. And when I say I'm going to change the wording to make people comfortable and say it's mental training, but it's really speaking with somebody, right? So I'm not going to say the word that everyone fears and hates, because then everyone's like,
there's a stigma around the word psychology.
Yes, there is, right? And forgive me because I'm a psych major, and it's just something that people just don't want to accept or even just like acknowledge.
If somebody says they're seeing a psychologist, everybody assumes you're crazy. That's all it is. Nobody cares. As soon as they hear the word psych, I'm seeing a sports psychologist. I'm seeing, I don't know what other, just like, I'm just seeing a psychologist for this one thing in my life that is a little messed up. People are like, oh, you're crazy. You must like, be schizophrenic.
You don't have anybody to talk to?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, you can talk. You could talk to me. Be like, I know I can.
Yeah.
But it's different.
Right. I need somebody with like no agenda, no one that's going to veer me to where they want me to. I need a person that's just like, look, I don't know you, but I know you, and this is probably the best situation for you, or here are your options, right? Here's option, healthy option, unhealthy option, whatever.
It's going to help you figure out why you're feeling the way you are.
But I'm going to tell you, so I can't, I'm not going to, because it's something that I'm I'm building in my head, and I really think that the sports world should be, that will eventually go that way. But I think now more than anything, especially male athletes, because even just in the world, it's hard for males to talk about anything. And I've been lucky enough to be in this football world for so many years, and it's still like you can just see. I'm a very vibey type person, so I can feel even the slightest little like, and I'll tell Mickey, I'm like, hey, can you check on, and I'll literally go drop off cookies or whatever, and I'm like, there's something with this kid, like, just hey, how are you doing, like, everything okay? And then like later, sometimes it's nothing, and sometimes it's like, hey, like,
I needed that.
Yeah. Like the kid's like, hey, thanks for checking on me. And he's pretty good, because I'll, hey, make sure to still check on them. I know they're your athletes, and, but I think as it's another thing as a coach that now they're taking on to still be aware that, okay, he may be physically healthy, but is he mentally healthy? And
that's important.
Yeah. I think it's very important.
I mean, that's something that
How do you think we can fix the whole mental stigma in athletics?
You just have to talk about it. That's all there is to, like, there's no quick fix. You just,
like, to who? Like, to a specific like psychologist?
Right now, like, to fix the stigma around it, you just need more people talking about it. Like, Kevin Love, he came out and he said, he's been dealing with mental health issues. He sees like psychologists however many times. And at first people were like, oh, why are you doing that? Like, you're in the NBA, you have all this money. Like, what's wrong in your life? Why would you feel this way? And he kind of went into
throw that money, like money solves problems. No,
Yeah.
money creates problems.
He kind of went into, like, what was bothering him and stuff like that. Like, he opened up to just strangers that were just questioning him because of him saying that he needed help. He opened up and he was like, look, this is why.
Yeah.
Like, I feel this way because of this, and this. And people started getting more on board with that. And he, I think he has like a foundation for something like that. And then there were more NFL players that came out and they're like, look, I've been seeing a psychologist for this long, and I got to get my mentals right, and I got to figure this out, I got to figure that out. And then, Ben Simmons right now going through what he's going through. People make jokes about it, but at the same time, like, look, if you're not mentally healthy, like, you can't, it's hard to perform if your mind isn't right.
Yes.
Because you could end up doing more damage to yourself than good, whatever you're doing.
Right.
Like, he says he has a back injury, and he says that the stress and the pressure of coming back and helping his team come back from a 3-0 deficit.
Well, he's getting pressure
injured
from his
like
team, from his coach, from his family. Like, I'm sure he's a breadwinner in his family. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not just he has pressure. He has pressure from every direction when he leaves his house. When he wakes up in the morning, there's pressure from whether it's like, even if she is very supportive, it's still the pressure, like, all right, how can I help you? But there's still that pressure initiated towards him, right? When he leaves the house, or like when he sees his kids, like, there's pressure. How am I going to take care of my kids? When he leaves the house, from the fans, like, hey, we need you. We need you. Like, there's so much pressure for athletes.
And there's that thing where if I come back and I hurt myself worse, then what?
Then who's checking on me?
Then what?
Yeah.
And I think COVID really opened more people's eyes to this, because the lack of human interaction for many people just took a toll on a lot of people, because you couldn't, as a student athlete, you weren't really able to leave and go see anybody, because if you got COVID, you put that on the rest of your team, you're screwed. Like, you can't play games, you can't practice, you can't do anything. And then, you come back however many weeks later into the season, everybody's out of shape, and it's just not a good deal. So everybody was staying in their rooms, and they were seeing their roommate, and they were seeing their teammates for however long they could.
Yeah.
But it's that lack of human interaction that really got people thinking, like, oh, this is really important.
Yeah.
Like, you're an athlete, you're just stuck in this one area, and then you go to this other area, but then you have to go right back to this. And, like, you can't go anywhere. You can't interact with anybody outside of the people that you've been interacting with for months on end.
Right.
You get tired of people after a while.
Amen. Because it doesn't take long for me to.
You need new people. You need new people to talk to.
Totally.
You need new people to see. And it's just, I don't know. Like, it really opened people's eyes to the fact that human interaction and mental health is really important.
Stay-at-home moms some slack, because we're interacting with toddlers, man. With children.
You're just talking to children all day.
All day. Like,
you're not talking to any adults.
I mean, there was a time in my stay-at-home, like, mom. I'm still a stay-at-home mom, but like, where I would tell Mickey, like, Brett, you get to leave every single day and interact with, whether it's the same people every day, but it's multitude of people. It's not 5 or 3 or 2 like I do every day. It's like 20, hundreds, all the players. Like, you get to interact with people, and I am interacting with 2 people. Now we're in a new place, and I am only interacting with my children, because I don't have I don't have a circle yet.
Yeah.
So it's just like it takes a toll on you. So I don't know. Do we need to take a break?
No, we're good.
Oh, okay. Go. But it's just, I don't know. Like, I think I love that people are talking about it, but here's my thing. I don't think action will take place until maybe, unfortunately, and I hope it never happens, but a superstar, like
Yeah,
whether it's in college or
the
in,
professional
in a
ranks,
professional, where they,
something happens.
and it happens, right? Where it's going to be like, then it's going to trickle down into professional teams to college, colleges, and then high schools.
Mhm.
And then that's when they're going to start taking action.
Because you've seen them taking it more seriously with everything that's been going on. I mean, you've had three prominent female collegiate athletes who unfortunately took their lives in the last
Yes.
2-3 months.
Yes.
And there've been more talk about it and more, emphasis on mental health and what colleges need to do, what teams need to do, what teammates need to do. And if you see something or if you notice something, like, not only to talk to them, but there's a bunch of numbers out there that you can call and try to get that person some help. But I mean, sometimes it's too little too late, and sometimes you don't notice anything. I mean,
Right.
with the softball player who unfortunately took her life yesterday or 2 days ago,
Mhm.
one of her teammates was saying, I was with her the day before.
Yeah.
We were laughing and joking and talking about the upcoming season or what was going on this season, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's her teammate. She's with her almost every day.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. And I think it's just hard to talk about. Like when you're in a dark space, when you are not mentally healthy, it's hard to talk about it, right? Because you're like, I mean, I've been there. I've been there where it's just been like, why am I complaining? Like I have a good life. I,
Mhm.
I have amazing children. Like, what am I complaining about? What am I, and it's just like, if I tell somebody, what could their reaction possibly, like, seriously, like, and that's the ultimate, like, betrayal, right? Like, you're like, if I talk to this person, what could their, like, you're just like analyzing, who can I talk to?
Yeah.
And then you like,
Will they keep it between us? Will they tell somebody else? Like, will
yes, I don't
will
want it to
will
be
they
a big deal.
yeah,
but
will they
but
feel
it is a big deal.
will they feel bad for me? Will they try to fix me? Like, cuz a lot of times you don't want to be fixed.
No,
You just want
don't.
somebody to talk to. You want to talk about it. Maybe you talk yourself into something. Maybe you talk yourself
Yes.
out of something, but you don't want somebody to just try to fix you, like, legitimately, like, this is what you need to do. This
Yeah.
is what you don't want that. You just want somebody to talk to and vent. And maybe they ask you some questions, but you don't want anybody to tell you, hey, this is what you got to do to feel better.
Yes.
You don't want somebody saying, look,
1000%.
if you feel down, go outside in the sun and realize, look, you're still here. Just have a good day. Like, that's
Yeah.
not going to help.
No.
And I understand, like, if you want to help your friends, I understand if you're trying to help your friends, but at the same time, sometimes
That's
just
not helping.
sometimes just sitting and listening is the best thing you can do.
Yes. And not even asking anything, just keeping the conversation going so that they get more and more and more out. Where at the end of the conversation, they're like, "Oh man, I needed that."
I feel just get
for
that all get it
thank you
all
for
off your
letting
chest.
me just get it out without any opinion, without any judgment, without anything. But yeah.
We 402-464-5685. We'll head to the Honda of Lincoln hotline. Bill is on the line. Bill, what's up? You're on Behind the Game with PJ.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Good. How are
Doing
you?
good.
Good. Hey, Priscilla, hey, welcome to Nebraska. Hope you're enjoying yourself so far. Hope everybody's treating you well.
Everyone has been amazing. My eyes, on the other hand, have not. Rico's giving me a hard time because I say it's windy because my eyes are burning, and he said it's not windy. I know you guys will agree with him.
At least not today.
But I'm doing
Priscilla,
great.
I'm going to be
you.
100% honest with you. I don't. This is the first time in a month I've actually agreed with anything Rico said. So
you didn't agree with him last week, did you?
Nobody agrees with me anywhere.
Well, no, we actually got into it yesterday on the whole Scott Frost touchdown interception ratio.
So, it was the Eric Crouch Heisman.
Or Eric Crouch, I'm sorry. Yeah. But anyway, I coach my son's football team. We're talking little guys, under 10 team, and I was amazed to see, and I'm glad we're talking about this. but I was amazed to see how fragile even those 8 and 9-year-olds are. And I don't know if you necessarily want to call it ego, but there's a fragility there that's just I wasn't expecting to see at that age. And some of these kids get very emotionally upset when some of the stuff doesn't go the way they think it should. And I don't know if it's necessarily starting at that age and manifesting forward, because some of these kids are super talented.
Oh, yeah.
Super. I mean, you can tell at 7, 8 years old that some of these kids are just massively talented, and they seem to be the ones that might be a little bit more, more. I'm using the word fragile here, but is that stemming from being the best kid at recess and then coming and playing an organized sport where there's more kids that are as talented as they are? And is this a starting point to where we need to be looking at the emotional issues at the before you get into high school, as you guys were talking about earlier, to have these kids a little bit more prepared for what's coming ahead once they get into their mid and late teens?
I personally think.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. Thanks for tuning in. I personally think it starts sooner than 10-year-olds. Actually, I think my daughter's 7, and I have to be. This is also we have to. You guys have to take the initiative that I am a psych major. I think everything that I do in my life is very psych oriented. Like, I analyze people. I'm very analytic with the people that I meet. I analyze people as I meet them.
Mm-hmm.
And I also vibe. I'm a very Aura. Sorry,
there
not Aurora. Aura.
Shout out Aurora.
Yeah. Aura type person. So, but yes, I think actually it starts sooner, because not that these kids are a lot more mature, but I think that parents, we as parents put the pressure on our children to be like, grow up, right? Like, stop being a baby. Stop.
You're
whining.
a big kid.
Yeah. Like, stop whining. Right.
Yeah.
And then they think like, oh, okay, well, I gotta be like an adult.
Yeah.
Okay. So they take that like mindset where it's like, okay, well, I can't complain or I can't share this because my kids or my mom or my dad are like, well, you can't whine about it. But that is their developmental stage in their brain. Like, that's just
how they get there.
Yeah, that's how they're going to,
Yeah.
So we as parents have to do better, speaking for myself, that we're not telling them like, why are we whining, right? Or instead of saying that, I mean, we need to be, explain to me, share your feelings with me so I can understand you better, right?
Yeah. Which
gives us the platform to like lay it all out there, baby. Yeah. Tell me how you
Go
feel.
Ahead.
Yeah.
Let me know what's going on. Let me know why you're feeling the way that you're feeling.
Yes.
And something that Bill said is something that I agree with, is the pressure on some of these 8, 9-year-olds might come from, they're out there playing recess, they're faster than everybody, they're bigger than everybody, they're stronger than everybody, they're playing little games, and they're just so much better than everybody. They get to an organized game and they realize,
there's other kids.
Oh, I'm not the best. Like these people are just as good as me. Or there's people that are better than me. Like, oh snap, like this is a problem. Or some of these kids, I can't speak from any experience, but some parents might say, when they realize their kid is really good at a sport, they tell them, oh, you're really good. Like, you're so good at this. Like, you're going to be so good. This is going to take you so far. And they get out there and maybe something doesn't go according to the script, as Bill said. And they're like, oh no, like my mom, my dad told me that I was good at this. I'm not doing really well right now. Like what is wrong with me? What is going on? And that's just a lot of pressure. I'm not saying not to tell your kids like, hey, you're going to be great at this. I'm not saying that. Go ahead.
No, tell your kids that manifest
all the time. But you also got to let your kids know, like, hey, not everything is going to go perfect. Right. Things will go wrong. And it's our job, not just the kid, as a parent and a kid, our job to figure out a way to get through this. I'm not gonna push you to do this. We are gonna work together. We're gonna figure out a way to make this better, to get you better, so that maybe these slumps don't last as long, or maybe we do other things. Maybe if we're in a hitting slump, we're talking baseball. If we're in a hitting slump, our glove is still great. Or we're still talking to our teammates. We're still hyping up our teammates. We're keeping the positive energy going. So just because one thing isn't working, you have so many other things you can fall back on.
Yeah.
So don't just put all the pressure onto one single thing.
1,000. But funny thing though, okay, because I'm an athlete, Mickey's an athlete, so I'm like, every conversation that we've had with the oldest, right? She's 7. The little one still doesn't know yet, but it's like, baby, no, like, get up. You're an athlete, right? Like, that's both of our response, right? Because mommy's an athlete, daddy's an athlete. No, get up. Like, you're an athlete, and stuff like that. So it's and the reason why I say that is because Bill had mentioned, like, at what age, you know what I mean? Like, at 10, they're already like, man, being so hard on themselves. But listen, I have a 7-year-old that when we just got here to Lincoln, right? And I put her in volleyball, and then, like, I think a week later, she started soccer. So we went from one volleyball game straight to another. And we're going, like, we left one and we were in the car, and she's like, Mommy, I love this. She goes, this is what it means to be an athlete, huh? And I'm like, that's right, baby. This is it, right? And she's like, yeah, because you're an athlete and daddy's an athlete, so I have to be an athlete. And I'm like, like, everything in me was like, that's right. I don't know what else you can be, right?
Like, heck yeah. Like, I'm so proud of you.
I was like, yes, but I mean, you can still be whatever else you want.
You don't have to be.
Right. But it's like, that's how much they listen. I mean, that's how much and the comprehension at their age.
They pick up on everything.
Everything. She's like, oh, no. Like, I'm meant to be an athlete. And I'm like, damn it. Like, and it, like, so it just like, going back to psych, like, I'm just like, I shouldn't have, like, just kept telling her, like, you're an athlete, you're an athlete, you're an athlete. Because now she's like, that's all I can be is an athlete. That's me. Right. And I'm like, no, you can, if you want to go do piano lessons, baby, you can, if you want, like, but I think, like, sometimes it's like doesn't want to offend me, and there's some sports that I'm not, she's not allowed to touch, that's because I'm a mean mom. Forgive me. I will take it up with Jesus. But listen, yeah, she will tell me, so athletes don't really do that, right? And I'm like, no, not really, but and it's just crazy because I overanalyze things as a parent, because I know how crucial adolescence is. And I'm like, my child's not gonna, like, recover in adulthood. Yeah. I'm sure she's gonna have to recover from this. Like, I know for a fact she will. But... So
tell me about your mother.
Yes. Like, we're gonna be here for a couple weeks.
You want to tell me about my mom? Oh, you have to give me a little bit.
We need a whole month or so just on that.
But we're gonna get to a break. When we come back, probably keep hitting on the same.
Yes.
All right. You're listening to Behind the Game with PJ on 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Rob Rhodes, a Nebraska family practice physician. Are you or someone you love at risk of an opioid overdose? Get the free Opie Rescue app for your phone. Opie Rescue can guide you through the steps of how to respond to an opioid overdose. Be Opie ready. Download Opie Rescue today.
Paid for by the CDC. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Health and Human Services and aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, batter, batter, batter. Wings, splatter, splatter, splatter. Catch all this season's baseball action at one of your neighborhood Lincoln locations. Get League of Their Own wings, burgers, nachos, and ringers while catching all the action. Stop into Wings and Rings located on O Street in Meridian Park and 40th and Old Cheney in Williamsburg Village. Or place your order online at wingsandrings.com. That's wingsandrings.com. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Beatrice Bakery. They ship cakes all over the country. True story. But take a look inside their shop and you'd have no idea. This is a Nebraska product through and through. Not some massive production plant. Local people making delicious cake just for you. So go see them in their new storefront location in downtown Beatrice. Grab some grandma's fruit cake, some chocolate rum cake, or my favorite, the turtle nut cake. And say hi to Rick and the crew. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers, we are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Winds will still be rather breezy today from the south, gusting over 25, but we should top out near 80 with increasing cloud cover this afternoon. We'll see a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms late tonight towards tomorrow morning, a low 58. That lingering chance of showers and storms tomorrow, cooler with a high of 72. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Here's to days spent roaming and to sleeping beneath the stars, to casting another line and letting time float by. From Shadron State Park to Indian Cave State Park and every recreation area, historical, and state park in between. Here's to your adventures, your memories. Here's to going out and enjoying your Nebraska State Parks. Plan your next trip today at yournebraskaparks.org. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Behind the Game with PJ with Priscilla Joseph on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Behind the Game with PJ right here, 93.7 The Ticket. Hit us up. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know your feelings. Let us know what you're thinking about right now. 402-464-5685, Honda of Lincoln hotline, Starter Heyman text line. You can hit us up on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch as well. The Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream is up. You can see us. You can leave comments just like Bill Jury did on YouTube. Bill Jury on YouTube says,
it's Bill night tonight. Hey,
yeah,
hey.
all the Bills. All the
Bills.
So are you letting the child identify themselves as an athlete, or do we need to make sure that we are making sure the child is identifying themselves as a student and as a member of the family? And to that, I think, they can identify themselves as an athlete, but if we're talking student athletes, if we're talking college, if that's what we're doing, you need to identify as a student first and foremost, because if you are not a student, you cannot be an athlete. If you're not a student, if you get too many bad grades,
they have to be a student first.
If if your grades are bad, if your grades aren't good, if you don't reach the academic requirements to be an athlete, you're no longer an athlete. And in some cases, you might not even be a student anymore.
Yes.
So you need to be a student first. And honestly, being a member of the family, if you're including the team as a family, that is extremely important as well. Keeping everybody happy. And I'm not saying happy like playing time and more minutes or more points or whatever happy. I'm just talking happy in the dynamics of a team, in the dynamics of a family, realizing that you are there for a reason. You are needed. You are wanted. You are loved. That is important.
Very.
Because if somebody feels excluded, if somebody feels like they're not a part of the family, that can lead to trouble.
Yes. And on like, let's just say he was talking about my situation with the kid, with my daughter and stuff. I think I've already expressed that, we're athletes, whatever, whether she wants to identify herself as an athlete or not. I think she's already identified herself as one. So I will continue to let her understand that, yes, you are an athlete. I mean, it's just in your blood and that's just, that's us, right? I wish it was brains, but we're not quite there yet. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm gonna let her ride the wave until she comes to a point where like, no, okay, I am an athlete. I want to do this, and I enjoy doing it. And not that she doesn't right now, because right now she likes the whole excitement from going to one to the next and stuff like that, which I'm sure later will be much different.
Do we have to go?
Yes, do we have to? But acknowledge your kids when they don't want to do that. Be like, okay, I understand you don't want to, right? It's a lot. It's not easy being an athlete. There's nothing easy about being an athlete. But did we make the commitment to be one? Yes, we did. So we will fulfill our commitment, and I will stand by that. Like, I don't understand how parents are like, oh well, they just didn't want to.
Did you make a commitment to your team and to your coaches and to yourself?
Like, we signed up and you wanted to the first week, and now second week you don't. Sorry. Yep. No, that doesn't go okay in our household. Because we've had that happen where she's like, yeah, well, I'm just not feeling it. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to fulfill our duty because mommy paid for it, one. And two, no, as an athlete, you just don't leave your team like that. You just don't just, okay, well, we're not, not making it work. Unless it schedule wises and all that. That's a whole nother thing. But yes, and inclusive. Always keep them inclusive. Ask them how they feel after they play. Like, I think criticizing right after the games is so annoying. Like, my daughter will literally like look at us after every little thing she does, and it bothers me so much. But I'm like, okay, she's a 7-year-old. She wants to feel like she wants to make us proud, right? So she wants to say like, yeah, let's go. You did good. Yes, good job. She needs that encouragement. And I'm just so different. I didn't need that. I was just like, I'm doing whatever I'm doing,
A positive reinforcement is really important.
It is for some kids. Like, some kids need that, right?
To some people, they need that verbal reinforcement to let them know that they are doing
and
things
now I
the
realize
right way.
That's what she needs. Like, she needs that.
And some other people, they just don't care about it. They're like, yeah, I know I did that. Like, you don't need to tell me. Like, I know I did.
And it's a personality thing. So I think that's the thing that as parents we need to acknowledge, whether even when they're in college and they look at you like, okay, so what do you think? Like,
what's your thoughts?
What are your thoughts? Well, and then like after the game, she'll be like, okay, how did I do? Well, how do you think you did? Oh, I think I did good. I did this, I did that, and then I think you did great. And then switch it over to a different parent. It's just like, well, you should have done this. You should have. First of all, they're kids. Like, let them enjoy what they're doing and do whatever, but ask them how they feel. Cause then they get that goes back to the whole mental health, right? They're getting their feelings off of their chest and they feel comfortable because you ask them, how do you feel you did?
You acknowledge them.
And
there's a very tricky, there's a dangerous spot there where if you acknowledge them, you ask them how they think they did, they tell you good, and then you go, you did good, but that's when you reach a point where a kid might, when they're doing something, think, that was good, but it wasn't good enough.
Yes.
I got to work 10 times harder. Yeah. Sometimes that's good.
Yes.
Sometimes it can be too much.
Right. So just
There's a balance.
Yeah.
It's a balancing act, and it's really hard.
It is.
It's really hard, and I haven't had to experience that with my kids yet.
Yes.
I didn't really experience that growing up, because for me, I was very self-confident. I thought everything I did was good, even if it wasn't good. So I didn't have to experience that, but I can just imagine how tough of a balancing act that's got to be for anybody going through that.
Right. No, for sure. So I don't know. I think I'm really excited that people are starting to bring awareness. And awareness isn't like, okay, let's talk about it, right? It's just like talking about it. Not even saying like, hey, let's talk about mental health, but just saying like,
it comes up organically.
yes. And or even like athletes being like, look what's happening. Like, when is something going to change? And it needs to not just be one person. It needs to be a multitude of people to like step up and just be like, and right now I think in college, it's obviously parents, because parents, they're in the process with their kids in the recruiting. And I had a parent that mentioned that her first question is, what do you provide for my kids' mental health? Like what is it that you offer?
It's a great question.
And she said that was her first question. And I was like, man, that is it right there. That's absolutely it. That should be every parent's first question. I am not physically with my child. What can you provide for them for their mental health?
I can only do so much through a phone call, a FaceTime, or through text.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do if my child needs something?
Yes. And that, like, as a coach's wife, is where I like to step in, and not like I'm overstepping, but that's why I love getting to know our players, you know, Mickey's players and stuff like that, and having a relationship so that when they're sick, you know, and they're like, oh, my mom makes me chicken noodle soup. All right, call me. Tell me you're sick. All right. And then I'll call your mom to either send me the recipe. And if I can't make it, look, I'm going to run to the store. I'm going to get you as close as I can to chicken noodle soup that you're used to and bring it over to you and do what I can so that you'll become, because right now you're not physically healthy, but at least you have that mental, like, okay, at least someone's taking care of me, right? Because that's what I'm used to. I'm used to my mom taking care of me. And that is what I dedicate to bring into the athletic world as a coach's wife. A lot of people were like, oh, you're just a coach's wife. Oh, no, baby. I'm not just a coach's wife. I wear lots of hats. And one of them is taking care of our athletes, taking care of, and it doesn't have to be just the ones in our room. It's all of them. Like whoever I make relationship, like I've made relationships with kids that are not in his room where I just bumped into them, you know, like whatever. Or just, they are receptive to my kids, and then they create relationships and I create relationships. And if they need something, it's always like, you know, social media, like, hey,
I got you.
Hey Ma, how are you doing? You know, like, can you do this for me? Or, you know, and stuff like that. And that's where I want to change the narrative for coaches' wives, where it's like, don't limit yourself to just being a coach's wife. Like, wear all the hats. Be your kid's mom, be a coach's wife, be a wife, be a friend, be someone else's mom while their mom is not physically present for them. And obviously that all goes back to mental health as our subject is. So
on that note, we're going to hit another break. We'll come back. It'll be a shorter segment. We'll continue a little bit more on that. And then we'll also ask how the casino night for the Lincoln Boys and Girls Club went last week. You're listening to Behind the Game with PJ.
And now, poetry from the world of Yum.
You need a treat, but not something predictable. Cookies, cupcakes, apple pie, it's all boringly typical. So here's a little rule of thumb. Take that income, avoid the humdrum, and get yourself to the world of Yum. The cakes are made for any celebration, every cause of elation, alongside every occasion. So get in your car. You would be remiss not to take that drive down to Beatrice.
Check out Grandma's Fruitcake and all the delicious desserts at Beatrice Bakery. Welcome to our world of Yum.
You know you want that smoky, tangy, sweet, and spicy sauced and tossed Wingstop. But you just brought a haul of groceries home from the store. It's cool. No one expects you to shop and cook in the same day. So let the flavor experts at Wingstop hook you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hello, I'm Charlie Stone, back with the latest news from Honda of Lincoln. Joining me now is the general manager, Andy Goodyear. Hey, Andy, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Charlie.
Hey, Andy, with spring right around the corner, how is your supply of new Hondas and pre-owned vehicles?
Really good, Charlie. As I've said before, when you drive by our lot, you don't see what you're looking for, just remember we have hundreds of new Hondas arriving soon, with Honda continuing to offer 0.9% APR financing to qualified buyers. Plus, we have over 125 pre-owned vehicles in stock and ready for immediate delivery.
That's great, Andy. Any more great news?
There is, Charlie. Honda just announced financing from 0.99% APR on certified pre-owned Hondas for qualified buyers.
So come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Call Nebraska Auto Detail today at 402-601-5086.
Another packed spring sports season means it's time to get to N Street Drive-In to fill up on all your beverage needs. Stop by for great deals as April's beers of the month are Deschutes Fresh Squeeze IPA, Wild Onion Ubi Goober Hazy Peach IPA, and Belching Beaver Brewing. Also, make sure to download the new N Street Drive-In app to order online and to set up delivery right to your front door. And don't forget their top-notch crawler fill system. N Street Drive-In, your one-stop beverage stop at 1801 O Street.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.07 per hour and other select jobs starting at $23.77 per hour, with wages growing up to $29.71 per hour. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Back to Behind the Game with PJ on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I love our
Hey. Welcome back.
Rico's
Super
not
short
drinking
segment.
tonight.
I've been drinking a little bit. I'm sorry. Super short segment here.
He just wants it chilled.
Behind the Game. I really do. Behind the Game with PJ here on 93.7 The Ticket. We will be followed by Riffin' with Raph and AD.
Hey, I heard they have like party.
They have all the fun guests.
You know what? I'm gonna come in and like blow it up.
Do it.
I am. I'm going to.
I'm sure they would welcome it.
No, I can't.
But you said you got a text from somebody.
Yes, I got a text from our Nebraska celebrity. Sorry, Stephen Taylor. Stephen Taylor, or sorry, he's gonna kill me. Steve Taylor. I call him y'all. I call him Steven because I love me some Steve Taylor because he's taken good care of the Joseph crew. So him and Stephanie have been amazing. But he sent me this 12 steps to self-care. I cannot speak today.
Words are hard. It's okay.
If it feels wrong, don't do it. Never speak badly of yourself. Never speak badly of others. Never give up on your dreams. Amen. Sorry, I added that. Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say yes. Say exactly what you mean. Don't be a people pleaser. Trust your instincts. It's your intuition. And I think women really only have that.
Intuition?
Yeah. That's a whole nother topic.
Whatever.
Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Let go of what you can't control and stay away from drama and negativity. Those are great steps.
Those are great steps.
For mental health. Great. It's okay to say yes. It's okay to say no.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, boo. That's it.
You don't have to be a people pleaser.
Do not have.
If people keep asking you to go out with them and you're just not feeling it and you don't want, just don't do it. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
They'll be fine. If they're truly your friends, they will not hold a grudge against you. You'll be fine.
If they're a good person, they won't care.
There's that too.
Yeah. Anyways, let's a little wrap up about Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, how'd that go?
The Boys and Girls Club Casino Night was a great time. I got to meet our winners of the tickets. Oh my God. Cutest couple ever. Like, seriously.
They seemed amazing. Well, I mean,
they were like so like
his wife lost, so he calls in and he goes, I got this.
I got this. I know the answers, babe. Like, it was so cute. They were cute. They had a good time. All the celebrities were there. It was so
I talked to
much fun.
Vershawn about it. He said he'd be a terrible dealer because he was just giving out all the money.
All the money.
And I was like, he goes, yeah, I should be a dealer at a casino. I go, you wouldn't last at a casino.
No. And our table totally cheated so many times, but we were just like
wow.
Making it
Cash. Cash
we
for
was
you.
like
Cash
helping
for you.
everybody.
Cash
Yes.
for you.
And then I was cheating to see what the dealer had.
You are terrible.
I was living my best life trying to help everyone win some fake money.
The nerve.
It was fake money. So I'm like,
Still.
listen, I'm not following any rules. There's no cameras telling me what to do and what not to do.
You're a monster.
I know. And we had good music. We had great hosts. It was a vibe. Great time. They did a great job. I mean, I don't know how much money they raised, but
all the monies.
Yeah, all the monies. They had it was fun.
They
need to do it again. So
I do love the Boys and Girls Club, and a casino night does sound fantastic, but
I wish it was real money. But
that couldn't have been real money.
I know.
That's
but
way
it
too
was-
much money to be passing around.
But
You donate the money?
I did donate money.
No, I mean you donate the real money to be gambled away.
Well, no, that's why I don't like to gamble. But I did donate money because it's a Boys and Girls Club.
Well,
Like, you
it's
can
necessary.
never go wrong at the Boys and Girls
It's
Club.
necessary.
Yes.
Well, look, we have about 30 seconds left. I think we had a great show. We touched on a lot on the mental health side of things.
Yes.
I think it was informative. I liked it. I think it was fun. It was
It was
good.
a little different, right?
It was a
Little
different vibe, a little
vibe, right.
change in pace.
You know, y'all, you never know what you're gonna get with me. So
We'll be
keep
back.
tuning in.
We'll be back next week at our regular time, maybe in a different location.
Yes. Stay tuned.
I don't know. Pay
Got some
attention to
party
Twitter.
coming in.
Maybe you see a little something. Have
Stay
yourself a
tuned.
great one. Riffing with Raph and AD up next.
Mike Schaefer here for Trek CBD. Springtime is here, and that means you're outside more. And